Like, this character wanted to kill Godzilla, not, well, knowing that freaking Godzilla is the only thing that could stop King Ghidorah. Bro, like, seriously? Is stopping King Ghidorah not that important to you? Like, it's just so freaking annoying. Every time, like, back then I used to be a fan of the films, but now I hate it. So, yeah. Finally, number one. Finally, for number 5, it is going to be Godzilla Battle Royale. I hate this movie. This movie made no damn sense. It was dumb. It was pointless. The characters were ridiculous and annoying to follow. And the worst of it is, the monster fights were so weird and stupid, and some of the monster designs were just pointless and weird looking. While others, they were okay. They were okay. So there you go. There is my top 5 favorite fan Godzilla movies and least favorite fan Godzilla movies. So, let's move on. Sorry about that. Moving on. The next question is, which Transformers movie is my favorite? Transformers Age of Extinction. That is my favorite favorite Transformers movie. I guess the only problems I have with it was Kate's daughter, her boyfriend, and the fact that the Dinobots were not even talking. Like, seriously, why were the Dinobots talking? Like, seriously, they talked in almost every TV show and freaking short film that they were in, and you're not gonna have them talk in these live-action movies? Seriously? I guess that was my only problems with Age of Extinction. So, yeah. Moving on. Do you like Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movies? If so, who are your favorite characters? I love the Hobbit movies and the Lord of the Rings movies. I'm mostly a fan of the Hobbit movies because of, well, Smaug. But I'm going to go over my favorite characters from Lord of the Rings. My favorite characters are Frodo, Aragorn, Gandalf, who else? Who else was there? Oh yeah, Gimli, and lastly, Legolas. Those are my favorite characters from the Lord of the Rings movies. As for the Hobbit movies, you obviously know Smaug's number one. He's my number one favorite character from the Hobbit movies. Number 2, Bilbo. Number 3, Thorin Oakenshield. Number 4, Bomber. And lastly, number 5. Number 5, it is going to be... Hold on. Sorry about that. Moving on. My last favorite character is going to be with that one. It's going to be Thorin's cousin, Ironfoot. Or I forgot his name. I was going to say Thorin's cousin. Yeah. So those are my favorite characters from the Hobbit movies. So next one. Which MLP villain do you think can stand a real chance against propose a real challenge for Godzilla. I'm gonna say T-Rex in his, form where he consumes the Alicorn magic of Celestia, Luna, Cadence, and Twilight. I want to say that form because that was a form that I think, in my personal opinion, that could propose a real challenge for Godzilla. I don't see T-Rex consuming Godzilla's power because, well, it's radiation. So most likely it will kill him. Yeah. I think T-Rex can propose a challenge for Godzilla. The others, I don't think so. So, I would include Discord, but he's not really a villain anymore, so yeah, the only real villain that I could see proposing a real challenge for Godzilla, it is basically T-Rex in its form where he consumes all the Alicorn magic. So, yeah. Like I said, I don't see T-Rex being able to consume Godzilla's radioactive energy because, well, it's radiation. It will most likely kill him. That and the fact that he doesn't know how to that and the fact that it's very destructive and dangerous will basically make it even more dangerous for T-Rex to consume his power. So, yeah. So, next question. Which Godzilla games do you think deserves a remake? I'm gonna say Godzilla, Destroy Monsters Melee, Godzilla Saves the Earth, Godzilla Unleash, and lastly, Super Godzilla. Just make them in the style as Godzilla Versus and will be good. And also fix the controlling for Super Godzilla, because my god, with the controlling issues, very difficult for Super Godzilla. So, yeah. Who is your least favorite character from in MLP, if you still have one? I surprisingly still have a least favorite character. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, Sunset Shimmer is also one of my favorite characters from MLP, so just to get that out of the way. But my least favorite character is going to be freaking Discord. He is just overall annoying, he is just stupid, and the fact that he is so annoying to both our heroes and our villains makes it obvious that he is just not a very good character, in my opinion. That, and he betrayed our heroes like multiple times. Seriously. That is just so damn annoying. Like, every time, like, when I was an MLP fan, every time that I watch an episode that had Discord in it, it was just, oh god. It's more like more like me going through a living hell. So, yeah. Anyways, next question. Okay, this one's a big one. And it says, I never asked this question, but when you did your Godzilla and Twilight Sparkle, a love story, you chose to start it in the Equestrian Girl universe, not in Equestria, and you also chose to have Princess Twilight Sparkle to stay in the human world. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to ask, why is that? I honestly do not know why I chose to have Princess Twilight Sparkle to stay in the human world. Which is why I was kind of working on a remake of that series, because it was just so bad, and I guess I just kind of like human version of Princess Twilight Sparkle more, So, yeah. But now I am not interested in doing my stories anymore. So, yeah. Moving on. Out of all of Godzilla's children, which one do you like the most? Godzilla Jr., Minilla, or Godzuki? I'm gonna say both Minilla and Godzilla Jr. here. And I know what you guys were wondering. I thought you hated Minilla. Well, watching Goji Band basically made me like Minilla a bit more, so I'm willing to give Minilla a chance. Godzuki, on the other hand, no. He can just stay forgotten. Out of all the different eras of Godzilla movies, which one do you think is the most interesting and the one that a lot of people want to focus on the most? In my honest opinion, I think the Heisei universe is the most interesting one. Sorry about that. Anyways, and the one that a lot of people want to focus on the most is basically the Heisei universe, because, well, we got that ending from Godzilla vs. Destroyer. We never knew what quite happened to Godzilla Jr. after those events. That we don't 100% know for sure if Gemstone Godzilla is in fact Godzilla Jr. So, I think the most interesting universe to see is basically the Heisei universe. And that's the most interesting universe, I think, out of all the Godzilla movies. Millennium is kind of interesting. Monsterverse, it's confusing because the timeline and all that stuff, blah 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 blah. The Showa era movies were also very confusing. As for the Reiwa era movies, that is well, they're not really interesting because each movie is just their own thing. There's not a single movie that is connected to the current movie. So, yeah. What do you think about Dinomania being in war with the Godzilla and Mothra shippers? I think it's just annoying, honestly. Like, seriously, this is Dinomania's story. Leave her alone. Just because she's not going to have Godzilla and Mothra become mates for her Lord of the Galaxy series does not mean that gives you guys the right to throw a fit and freaking send her death threats and stuff like that. Like, seriously, stop that. This is exactly the reason why I stopped shipping Godzilla and Mothra. Because at this point, this is just annoying, honestly. And I can already see what's going to happen when Dinomania introduces Gojira into the Lordverse. And like in a future episode of Lord of the Galaxy. Most likely, a lot of Godzilla Monster shippers are gonna hate that episode. Because, well, Gojira's in it and she's gonna become Godzilla's mate. So I am 100% on Dinomania's side. Those people need to grow the fuck up and just leave her alone. They just need to leave her alone and let her do her story. This is her story, not yours. Deal with it. Next question. Do you prefer Marvel or DC?